Hello, everyone, and welcome back. We're back from the break. Yeah, I kind of wish
Yes.
they wouldn't do these two conferences back to back because it makes things a little crazy.
Yeah, a little bit more break would
Word.
be nice.
Yeah. I mean, especially from I don't know how these are spaced out, like in real life, but I
Hmm.
would imagine there are people who were at the Ubisoft that would like to make it to the PC or
Yeah.
PC to Sony or whatever, or Double Fine to PC, because those are,
Well, and you don't want to duck out early because usually the best stuff is last.
yep.
So, a couple things I'll mention here real quick. Alise is actually going to the Sony press event, so she might have to duck out early. So, just beware of that. And also, I'm under a tornado watch, so
Oh no.
I don't know how the rest of the
Wow!
yeah the rest of this night could go really well. We're gonna find out. It's an enhanced risk too. That makes it even better.
Nice.
So, for those who don't know, the conference that we are about to watch is very different compared to everything else we've seen. The best way to describe this one is it's actually almost like a Jimmy Fallon. It's like usually they have a desk and a couple chairs and they bring people out and they talk about their game and show stuff and that kind of thing. This one's also being
Yeah.
hosted by Day 9. And did you guys hear what happened at Day 9 last night?
Mm-mm.
No, what did?
So apparently, they're all down there in LA and they got their hotel rooms. So he left to go to probably another conference or something. And somehow the hotel thought that he checked out permanently,
Oh
but he
no.
left all of his stuff in the room. And so they're like, oh, I guess he doesn't want this stuff anymore. And apparently there was like a lot of money and computer stuff and his scripts for the show.
Oh my gosh.
And so he was able to get most of it back, but apparently all the scripts and all that are gone. And yeah, he had a good night apparently. So
Ha.
be interesting to see
How
if he
does
actually.
I
that
know. How does that
happen?
Yeah, I don't
happen?
know.
Yeah, he
It
went
almost sounds
outside. I
like he
think he
got
checked out.
swatted.
Yeah.
I mean, just think of how many times you've gone to a hotel room and go out sightseeing and leave all your crap in the room.
Mm,
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
how does that happen?
Every item that he brought into a hotel is here. I think he checked out.
yeah. And apparently the excuse that the hotel gave, because apparently the amount found in the room was like $250, they thought it was a tip.
What? You know, I've
Okay,
I've left tips in a hotel, but not $250.
I make it a point to tip my cleaning staff because they are quite put upon people, but I've never tipped $250.
Mm,
Man,
That's
that's a
just
lot of cleaning. I'm
I
just gonna
that
say.
sounds that just sounds a little hokey to me,
yeah.
if you ask me. But um,
Which publisher
well,
got him,
who swatted him?
right?
Yeah.
Kind of sounds like that.
But as far as this show, I don't even know if we can make any predictions
Right.
about what we're gonna see here.
Well, Cloud Imperium, the ones behind Star Citizen, they're slated to be here. Do we see Star Citizen? Anything from them?
I think we do, but I don't think it'll be anything.
Sell another
I
$1,000
have to
pack
watch.
or something?
Yeah, I have to really watch what I'm going to say here. I don't think it's going to be anything that really is the one thing they haven't said, which is when they're releasing the game.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
that's
they've
never
had
gonna happen.
how many years to have done that?
Right, that's
And
never.
so I just all I can do is shake my head on that one. I would really love to be able to see some. I assume this is going to be indie game heavy. Um, I really would like to see Dungeon Boyfriend give a release date.
Oh my gosh.
I really, I am desperately wanting to play that game. Um,
You're probably
it
gonna
really
get
should
several.
not be a shocker to anybody. Um,
You're definitely gonna probably see
so
some battle royale. I would say here.
I think.
I think
Um,
High Res will be here. They'll talk about Realm Royale. So
um, so um, Death Garden was a thing at won a couple awards at PAX East. I would love to see them here. They're in beta. They just announced closed beta today. I got that email, so don't know if I was supposed to say anything about that or not. um, I missed playing the alpha on that one, but hopefully I can get it on the beta. But that was an interesting game. That was like a Death by Daylight kind of a
Mm.
game. Or Dead by Daylight. I'm sorry. That's it, right?
Yeah.
So that might be, that was like last year, right? Big game last year?
yeah,
Yeah, I think so.
Am I getting my timelines confused? So that might be one here. There was a ton of indie games at PAX East.
I imagine we might see tiny builds here at the show, so they might show something here. I don't know.
I mean, they had their own. Well, I mean,
Yeah, they might show it off at the PC show too.
right. I was gonna say they had their own thing, but I mean, Square showed off Kingdom Hearts, so
Yeah, I was gonna say Square showed everything to everybody,
Nobody
and then did the
else
same
is-
thing on their own show. So
yeah. Oh, and speaking of which, I followed this person um, on Twitter, and he made a comment about I know this is a different press conference, but he made a comment about people saying that the Square press conference was short. Let me get to it because Twitter decided to scroll ahead of where I was at. So his name is Daniel Ahmad. He works for market research. He works for Nico Partners. For those confused why Square Enix's press conference was quite short, that's because you need to watch the other versions for it all to make sense. So they had Square Enix E3 0.2, then they had a 1.5 plus 2.5 remix, and then a 358/2 days, and then 2.8 final chapter, and then the prologue.
Interesting.
yeah,
So there was other parts, I guess, that were released before it.
It says, don't just obey
I
the
assume
rules.
that's where he's going with that,
Rewrite
and you have to
them.
watch all of
It
those,
says, don't just
and then it
listen
won't
to
seem so
stories.
short.
Inhabit them.
So I don't know.
says,
That's a
don't
heck
just
of a lot of
accept the limits.
work
Yeah.
there.
Overclock beyond them.
yeah. That's
I don't
kind
know.
of
They were trying to be like
Just
cool
play
or something, but
Revel in them.
you shouldn't really make
Unleash
your
them.
people work
It says
that
seriously.
hard.
Is every game battle royale now, or is it just?
They just showed like 3
From
battle royale
mountaintops
games.
Royales,
to
yeah, there you go.
dungeons, From deep water
Alise is like, yes.
to deeper space. From solo quests to mass engagements, there is magic in PC gaming.
Actually, they showed 4.
Let's celebrate that magic together.
Keep them coming. Keep them coming.
PC Gaming Show.
So if it goes over your predictions but doesn't make my 25, then I win, right?
You overbid.
And now your host.
Well, I didn't know we were
Sean Clark.
playing. Nobody said
Price
that
is
the
Right.
rules were Price is Right rules.
Oh, hello to everyone online.
Where's your
Hello,
desk
everyone
at,
at the
Day9?
Will Turn. Welcome to the PC
Yeah, I know, right?
Gaming Show.
We're not doing a sit-down thing this year?
Yes. Yes.
Interesting.
Maybe
My name's
they took
Dane.
his
I'm
desk
your
away when he
host
got.
Today, I am
got
delighted
his
to be
stuff
here. We have a
taken.
fantastic show for you this afternoon. First, all of you came out to the Will
All right,
Turn.
I'll turn it up,
Thanks
chat.
for joining us. The Will Turn is just a beautiful venue here in Los Angeles. To all of you online on Twitch, thanks for joining us. To those
right, let me know,
co-streaming
chat.
partners, hey as well. I'm
Ooh,
talking to you, Drop
looks like
Frames.
Warframe's
Great
gonna
to
be
have
there.
you here.
Smart.
And of course,
Square Enix has stuff here.
to all the wonderful sponsors that help make the
Oculus
PC
Rift.
Gaming Show come back again for the 4th straight
Yeah, I was gonna say
year.
that would only be
Now-
the second VR reference.
Good on you.
Because Bethesda had it.
Unless Unless
I'm
you
not the only
count
host here this year. I have my
instances.
co-op partner
Right.
up in the balcony. It's Frankie Ward
Ubi
joining
said
us today. How's it
several
going,
of
Frankie?
them,
Hey,
right?
Sean, I'm going to be up here in the balcony with a
gonna
bunch
bring
of
it to
creative
VR,
new
yeah.
PC games coming your way. From Warfare's latest update to some offbeat indie gems.
Frankie, we are so excited for the show to get started. We have over 30 games we're going to be looking at
Really? 30?
across the next
Wow.
90 minutes. So let's get it underway. Our very first title is from Coffee Stain
Oh,
Studios.
that means I
Their
have to
game
leave
has
early.
absolutely massive
He said
construction
90 minutes.
as well as automation.
Please
Let's
put
take a
Warframe
look
first
at
so I can see it.
Satisfactory.
World exclusive. No,
Gotta do that in your deep voice, JT.
sorry.
Yeah.
Just world exclusive.
Is this Sims? No. Nope. I know what it's art. No. Nope.
I think they're
That's
jumping
No Man's
around between
Sky.
different games. Maybe not.
No.
It looks kind of No Man's Sky.
Yeah, it's No Man's Sky. Yeah. Interesting.
That's what I thought, Nacho. I was like, Factorio 2? Although Factorio 1's not even done yet. Haven't done all the trees.
Well,
I'm
not very green.
very interested in what this is now. Is this No Man's Sky?
I don't know.
Remember,
Maybe
they've
it's art.
changed it
There's
quite a bit.
But it
Feels almost
all
more
this-
art.
I don't know.
It does have a lot of Factorio stuff though, with all this conveyor belt and all this
Yeah, that's true.
production.
Zoomed in the version of Surviving Mars, but you got the little robot there. Is that what it is? Zoomed in version of that? I don't know. I'm stumped.
Get off the belt.
Yeah, I think it is Factorio then. Totally different than I've seen before.
Yeah, it's only been top down before. No, it's not.
Satisfactory. Good name.
Joining me on the
Satisfactory.
stage to talk about it is the game director at Coffee Stain Studios. It's Oscar Gilsayan. Come here, Oscar. Welcome to the stage. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
Now, Oscar, I just want to begin right away by asking, what is Satisfactory all about?
Satisfactory is essentially about building these huge automated factories. So you play as an engineer that's been sent from
This
Earth
could put
to
the,
this alien planet. And you're going to build this enormous machine.
The other
it's
devs
put
out
into
of
that
business.
At the end of the trailer there.
Yeah.
And to build that, you need a whole ton of parts, which you need
What
to
other
build
devs out of
machines that will
business?
make them
The
for you.
Factorio
So you'll
devs.
start out pretty simple
Yeah.
with a few machines.
Because these guys basically
And
just
then
came
you'll
out with a
just
better
expand and
version of the
expand
game
and
that they're
expand
working on.
until finally, you need to start cutting down trees and replace them with like more convenient concrete.
And, you know, for people who haven't played this type of game, can you give me an example of what producing a more advanced resource might look like?
Right. After a while, you'll need to create something more advanced, like a computer, for
Yeah.
example. And at that point, you'll have some copper stuff set up, your wires and cables. But to
Yeah.
make plastic, you need to get some oil. So you need to go out and you need to find this oil,
Yeah.
build some oil pumps and oil refineries, and set up a transport with self-driving vehicles between the outpost and your factory.
Yeah, and I want to talk about that scale because there's a lot of games where you build a house or a small town. How much area are we talking about where all your factories will exist?
Oh, this factory will grow enormous. The main part, which will probably be the biggest, will start spreading more and more and more. Or in some cases, we'll have players just building these massive, tall buildings with
Yeah.
factory floor upon factory floor. But including the resources that you need to gather from basically all around the map.
Yeah.
So you'll have vehicles driving.
So I wonder
all
what
over.
the actual
Now, I
purpose
want
of
to ask
this
about the
is.
first-person perspective
How
because
soon you
these
can
types of
consume all
games
the
typically are
resources on the
top-down.
planet.
Why first-person?
Because like in
We
Factorio,
want
the
it
goal
to
is
feel
to
like
actually
the player's
build
the one
a
building
spaceship
the
to
stuff.
escape
Yeah.
the planet.
And you know, when you build,
So is that something like that,
stuff,
or?
you can see these enormous buildings.
It
structures
looks like they've
towering
almost got a
above you.
city
But
going
also
on
when you go
there.
out and explore, you'll be the one, like, you go through the underbrush and in the jungles and whatever.
I mean, in the trailer, it even looked like there's
Looks like
a
you're
lot more to
terraforming
explore, like
too,
different
doesn't it?
environments and biomes.
Yeah. The map is. We made a point to make it big and varied.
Yeah.
And it's about 30 square kilometers in size, so it's kind of enormous.
Wow. And, one final question. I saw multiple engineers there. How does multiplayer work?
Oh, it's a co-op game. So you'll basically
Battle Royale?
start up a server and play with your friends.
Oh, that would be
Great.
freaking
Now, tell
funny.
us, how do we get our hands on this game?
So we got a closed alpha planned in the coming months. So you can sign up for the alpha at satisfactorygame.com. And yeah, then you'll know.
Well, great, Oscar. Thanks for joining me on stage once again. That is satisfactorygame.com. Now, up in the balcony, Frankie, I understand you have
Yeah, I'm with you,
our
Kidley.
very
I'd like
first
to know
indie title of
what
the day.
the
We
purpose.
do indeed, Sean, because here's something we love about the PC platform. It's such fertile ground for creative ideas from small teams. NeoCab is an emotional survival game set in the future about gig labor, tech disruption, and the experience of being a driver for hire. Perhaps the last of your kind. From the brand new indie studio Chance Agency, let's watch the first
Driver
gameplay
for
trailer
hire.
for NeoCab.
They're exclusive. I like it.
Come on, JT, you failed me again.
World exclusive. Continuing choices matter theme.
Yep. And she has almost
So we're
a
playing as an
focus
Uber
on her
driver?
ear.
We're a modern day Uber driver. Is that what we are here?
Kind of looks like it, don't it?
That's kind of what it looks like. It was only a matter of time.
In a cyberpunk universe.
People need a ride.
Cyberpunk noir.
Did you say that stay human? So we got the Detroit becoming human there.
So this is almost like a text-based game, right? Or old
Now, our
school
next
like
game, believe it or not,
right? Like
is in the Battle Royale genre.
Son of a
text-based
dingus.
RPG.
What do you expect? We have several Battle Royale games we're going to be talking about today because
Several
the
Battle Royale.
format is very simple and very flexible. Players play in an ever-shrinking space until there's one last standing. So developers have already been doing all kinds of different explorations of what this could
Get your
possibly
pens ready
be.
to mark 'em up.
And our very first Battle Royale game that we'll be introducing today has up to 1,000 concurrent players. It's from Automaton Games. Let's look at Maverick's Proving Grounds.
It's going to be the Battle Royale show now.
It is the Battle Royale show.
All I can say is claps.
We were at 7, and that's what I guessed. So now we're over 7. We're at 8.
Kidley was like, dang it.
Yes.
JT's got 15.
Keep them coming.
Yeah, I've got 15.
Oh.
I haven't heard about this.
I haven't heard about any new ones.
Why he got a gas mask on?
Hey, building through the wall, nice. Why'd it turn to red? That was interesting.
I'm wondering if that's because maybe in the UI you can actually customize the guns for your character.
Oh,
So when
nice.
he picked it up, it went from his customization to the other dude's.
Why'd that guy drop the sniper rifle for that AK?
Maybe because the last person is close quarters and not.
So we have vaulting. Interesting.
Done on the Cry engine. That's
Joining me on the
interesting.
stage to talk about Maverick's Proving Grounds is the CEO of Automaton Games. It's James Thompson.
Somebody in chat said Far Cry. Far Cry would
James,
be a neat
welcome.
battle
Thanks
royale.
for joining us.
My pleasure.
Now, I want to immediately ask, what about Maverick's Proving Grounds distinguishes
What is
itself
he,
from
12?
other battle royale games?
Yeah, well, as you said, it's a very popular formula, and you know that last man standing
I'm
kind of
impressed.
game type is incredibly compelling by itself. But Mavericks is really about depth. You know, we've already talked about 400 players before, and we're sort of super excited today to talk about our 5-man squad mode being 1,000 players. But really, it's about depth as well. It's about the fact that that environment is even a bigger step, the simulation. And those elements sort of combining together.
Yeah, I want to zoom in right
1,000
on the
players, that's pretty good.
1,000 players aspect. How does that
For a
really
little-
shift the
for a
dynamic from
indie
the say
one,
100
Yeah,
that we're
that's-
typically used to?
Well, it's really
Servers,
about
that's what
combining
I'd worry
scale
about.
with the depth of simulation. So the fact that together, what you actually have is a landscape that means
Most
you're
of them are
making
100, aren't
decisions
they,
off
kid?
a lot more
Yeah.
information.
Yeah, I mean, because you hinted at that twice now. Like, what do you mean by there's a lot more information in the
There's a
environment?
couple
for
out there
players
that
to
are
process?
like
So
20
take a concrete
or 30.
example, right?
Right.
So let's say a player's walking through the map, they'd be leaving footprints.
Trying to
they'll
remember
put
what
space
that
and
Realm
foliage,
Royale, I think it might be
spending,
50. I can't remember.
You know, siege-style gameplay in houses.
No,
as
it's
well as
100.
a lot of destruction systems that sort of together make the map
Yeah, there's-
much more of a dynamic
It's
environment.
like a recent history of who could have been here.
Yeah.
You know, I want to ask about what more is in store for Maverick's Proving Grounds. I understand that this has a lot more out-game features than someone might expect.
Yeah, so it's not just that session-based gameplay. You enter the game through the capital, which is our sort of persistent social hub. So we draw from the MMORPG side of things. It's really it's a full world, not just a map,
Interesting.
you know, so it's got a persistent game type side to it too.
Yeah.
But really, it's about bringing this all together into something which makes a much richer
An
MMO.
in-game
Now,
hub.
where can
That's
people
kind
go
of interesting.
to find out more?
Well, we've just launched our site right now, so if you're interested in signing up for the closed beta, you can do that now at mavericks.gg.
The beta.
Beta.
The beta.
And actually,
British.
if you register this
I'm
week,
a
you'll
little
get
British.
special in-game content for free.
Have you noticed though? There's quite a few
only 100,000
like.
slots for the first group signing
I
up.
don't know.
so
It
that
just seems
will
like
give you
every
some
other
beta
content
access, but
creator is
I'm sure there's a lot
British.
more people than that on the stream.
Am I the
so
only one who sees
could do
that?
if you're
Like,
interested.
Right.
Well, James, thanks so much for joining us once again.
I kind of like that. So you can hang out a la like Destiny originally and then jump off the thing and then play. That's kind of interesting.
Frankie, tell us about it.
It does indeed, Sean. On PC, we don't just play what's given to us. We mod games to make our own experiences. And for many developers, modding is a way to turn a hobby into a career. The Forgotten City is the perfect example. It's a standalone game that's a reimagining of a wildly successful mod. In fact, the first mod in history to win a National Writers Guild Award. For the first time ever, here's gameplay from the Forgotten City.
This is a mod for which game?
I didn't hear that. I didn't catch it.
well, the game is the Forgotten City. I'm not sure though.
Yeah, they called the mod the Forgotten City. I
suffer the same
I didn't
fate I
understand
did.
what it was exactly.
What like the original game is?
I've
Right.
spent a lifetime in this place. An ancient underground city. Its existence long
It
forgotten.
looks really good.
Searching for a way out.
Now this one gives
All
me
I
kind of
found is a
mist
window
kind
into
of
the past.
feelings.
If even one person here commits a sin,
Oh, never mind. We got
everyone
third-person stuff
will
now.
die. I tried to set things right, but whatever I did, it took me right back to the beginning. It's all up to you now. Go back, investigate, talk to everyone, help them out if it'll win their trust. Bend the rules as far as you can. Figure out who's responsible for this, and maybe you can do what I never could.
Apparently, it's based on a Skyrim mod.
Save these people.
Yeah, I just saw that. Interesting.
Save yourself.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Wow. So it's kind of mystery kind of going back, figuring out who did it. Survival. Wow, that's crazy. Good.
Coming up on the PC Gaming Show, what's next for Killing Floor 2? And an unannounced game from Tripwire Interactive.
Oh,
and
wow.
now your host, Sean Plott.
Our next game is a blast from the past. It's not a sequel or prequel or remake, but rather an entirely new game altogether. Let's take a look at Stardoc's Star Control Origins.
This game I know about. This game looks really cool.
Long ago, the singularity
I'm always up for a space
its
game.
creators uplifted into
I'm too. I
something
love 'em.
beyond our understanding. These beings, now known as the Lexites, left Earth, traveling
Did they say a
to
date
multiple
on that
planets
Forgotten
in our
World?
solar system.
I don't think so.
2019, I thought.
This is why we are here. Welcome to Star Control, a state-of-the-art international space agency tasked with the exploration of our solar system and the defense of Earth. Here reside the world's brightest minds and greatest technology, brought together by a strong curiosity to discover the unknown. Help us pioneer the future. Join today.
Gives me one Starship Trooper kind of feel there.
There's
an
something
Andromeda.
like 3,000
Control
planets
has
in this game.
accelerated the construction of our new
Wow.
modular deep solar system vessel specifically for this mission. It's the fastest, most expensive ship humanity has ever made, Captain.
I am Chief Viscosity Officer Windu of the Taiwan. The Scribe have evidently received traces of your radio broadcasts themselves.
But yeah, it's basically you just start out on Earth, and then you almost get a little bit of a Star Trek feel to it, to where you start out on Earth, and then from there you just branch out your empire kind of deal, and you can explore these 3,000 planets. And there was a scene there for a second where it actually showed your lander landing on a planet, getting resources, meeting different aliens.
Humans. We've heard so much about you.
Pre-order and play today. Interesting. How can you pre-order and play it the same day?
Joining me to talk about Star Control is the director of production at Star.
In other words, you get to be part of
Thanks
the
for joining me on
early
stage today,
access
Patrick.
program.
Gotcha.
Thanks for having me here.
So now just tell us straight up, what is Star Control all about?
So Star Control is an open universe action RPG. You can visit dozens of aliens,
I think it's got a
hundreds of
ship
different stars,
customization thing too. You
thousands
can
of
build your own
different
ships from
unique planets,
scratch.
and you can land on
That's
each and
cool.
every one of them. And when you're driving around the planets, you can jump over canyons, blast critters, and then you can venture out into the solar system and do ship-to-ship combat with hostile aliens.
And I want to ask, since I know that the story's
Yeah,
a big
actually,
part
Chad,
of this
I was
game,
thinking
with it being
Spore
open
too.
world,
It
how
looks
do you make
almost
sure
more
the
like
story
Spore.
still stays as the focus for the player?
Yeah, so we're really excited about the story that we prepared for Star Control. It's funny, it's creative, but also has some dark, sinister side to it. However, what we're very proud and very excited about is we have an infinite universe. That is, we are fully simulating the entire universe at all times. So even if you're on some podunk little moon in the corner of the universe, the aliens are still moving around the universe, doing their own thing, exploring and interacting with each other.
So it's not just like
That's
at a
really
planet,
cool.
there's the same town whenever you visit it. It depends on how the simulation has driven it forward.
Right, exactly. So this infinite universe is the glue that connects my story, my adventure to the larger.
So if I don't log in
That's
for a few
awesome.
days, the
Now, I know
aliens are going to
modding
take
is going
over.
to be a big part of Star Control Origins. How does modding work?
So what's your favorite science fiction show?
Probably Firefly.
Yeah, so what would you think of making Firefly Season 2?
Shit, that's a lot of pressure, Patrick.
Well,
You're putting me on the spot on stage right now, yeah.
we have a week to do it, so. But anyways, in Star Control Origins, you can create your own ships, your own planets, your own galaxies. You can package up your adventures and share them with your friends online.
So someone else can take care of Firefly Season 2. That's up to you. Now, last thing I want to ask about is how multiplayer works.
Right. So in the game, we have ship-to-ship combat, and that turned out to be so popular in our early testing. They're like, we should make this a separate
Battle
game for mode.
Royale!
So we did. We called it Fleet Battles. So you can create your own ships, you build them out of different pieces and parts, you attach different weapons and defenses, and then you go online to play them. You can either play local multiplayer, 2 people on the same machine, or online, ranked or online play.
Where can people go to pick up Star Control Origins?
Well, right
They
now,
have
Star
local
Control Origins
multiplayer
is
for
available
Alise.
pre-order on GOG and Steam.
That's
Well, lovely.
good.
Guys, definitely
cool.
be sure to head over to starcontrolgame.com and check them out on Steam and GOG as well.
And one
Here it
more
is
thing.
again.
We are
Instant
happy to
access
announce
to
at the
Fleet
PC Gamer
Battles
Show
beta.
that Star Control Origins is launching on September 20th, 2018.
Look for it on
nice.
September 20th.
Ooh, it's fun.
I'm totally going to stream that.
Now, our next
really cool.
game was PC Gamer's favorite game from E3 last year. It is Hunt Showdown from Crytek.
This is a battle royale.
Let's take a look at what's coming for Hunt Showdown.
Ooh, what are
just
we
after
at now?
E3.
Keep them coming.
That's 9, isn't it?
This one is actually pretty interesting. It's very different. If you've never seen it. Again, this one's only like 20 or 30 players.
Ooh, old-timey.
I don't know how much I want to explain here, if they're going to explain it, but basically this is an objective-based battle royale. So yeah, you can go ahead and you can kill the other players whenever you want, but you can also go in, you do the objective, and then get out, and you can also win that way.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's nice.
So it's like the survival mode on Division 2, where you can get out of the dark zone and win it that way.
Ew, ew.
I am here with Guy from Skydance,
Yes, that's
who's
it for
here
that
to
one.
tell me why fighting in massive mech suits is not about to go out of fashion anytime soon. Guy, now Hellfire, in fact, sorry, Archangel was originally a single-player
he say mech
narrative
suit or
game,
she
but
say mech suit?
Hellfire, this new edition,
Yeah.
what changes is that going to make?
I'm sold.
Well, players really loved the single-player narrative, but they all kept telling us the same thing. They said, we really want it multiplayer,
Here's another
and we
battle
want it
royale.
off rails. And we kind of thought, that's a completely different game, but let's give it a shot. And so we got a crack team together. They put something really special. We got 4 maps. We got 6 different mechs, tons of weapons where you could just blast through the environment and other mechs alike. And it's really just an amazing experience. You can zip around in your mech. You can tower over others. It's just something special that I think you can try right now.
Is this coming out of early access? So you just said we can try it right now, but you've got the full version launching soon, right?
Correct. Yeah, it's coming out in July 17th. But you could try it right now if you want in early access. Help us iron out the kinks and break some mechs along the process.
I am no good at ironing out kinks, as I think people at home can see, Guy. But as a heavy mech woman, I can't wait for you to be my light mech wingman in that 2v2 PvP. So let's
That was
take
a bad
closer
joke.
look at
That was a bad joke.
Hellfire.
Let's do it.
Archangel Hellfire. So this is just a competitive shooter.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Kind of looks like high-speed Mech Warrior Online. Oh, July 17th. Nice.
Our next title is one I've been looking forward to for quite some time. It's from the makers of Sherlock Holmes, and it's a delightful-looking Lovecraftian
This kid again?
mystery. It's called The Sinking City, and joining me to talk about
it's a different guy.
is the community manager
Or
at
is it?
Frogwares,
That's a
Sergey
different kid.
Oganessian. Welcome,
Again,
Sergey.
though.
Thanks for joining me today.
Thank
yeah,
you.
You've earned a handshake.
Yeah, you
Welcome
nailed
to
that
the stage.
pronunciation.
I love that you lie to me so kindly. You know, I want to ask right away, the Sinking City, you know, there's a lot of open world third-person type games. What makes the Sinking City different from what a player might expect?
Well, I mean, The Sinking City is an open-world action investigation game inspired by Lovecraft. And we believe that these 3 elements already make the game pretty unique. And you know, when I say that you can be a detective in a world, in a supernatural world full of mystery and, you know, cosmic fear, like, I really mean it, because investigations are really at the core of The Sinking City.
Yeah, I mean, I know there's a lot of games in the open world genre that are focused on action, but you say investigation is at the core. What are investigation mechanics? What does it look like?
So the first thing you should know right off the bat is that we are not going to offer any hand-holding for the player. We will not give you any clear objectives in your diary or
Oh my
markers
gosh,
on
no
the map telling
objectives.
you where to go or what to do. It's actually up to you to figure that out. Instead, we will give you information, you know, hints, evidence, like clues, crime scenes to examine, like people to talk to, suspects to question. And we will ask you in return to use your wits and your intuition to
Indigo theory,
experiment
right?
with your findings,
Kinda?
maybe like find a way how to progress. And what you should also know is that finding these clues will not only help you understand what's going on, and
Makes me think
get a better
though, it's
understanding
like
of the world and its
creepy.
people,
Or
and it will
Indigo
also
Prophecy.
help you
I'm
maybe
sorry,
change the
that's
course
what I
of your
meant.
investigation.
You know, you
Like a
mentioned
super
the world
creepy
itself. I mean,
Sherlock
the footage
Holmes
that I've seen through the years has
meets
just been
Myst kind
absolutely
of thing, where
beautiful.
you're
Talk to me about
going through the world, no
that we're
rules
in
or
and
anything
what
like that.
investigation is at the core.
So the game takes place in this fictional city of Oakmont in the state of Massachusetts. You know, the city which is flooded. There is a terrible disaster going on, which has claimed like thousands of lives. And also, like, it seems like it awakened frightening monsters which now roam the streets of Oakmont. You know, people
Oh, wait, we have a gun
that live
too?
in the city, they are very different, like different social
Shooting,
classes.
though. There's no
Yeah.
shooting in
cultists,
Myst.
poor people,
Yeah, I
rich
was gonna say,
people,
wait,
but they are all
shooting?
united by fear.
Thought we were
they're all
detective
afraid,
investigating
maybe
stuff. What
except
the
the
heck?
cultists, of course.
You know,
They're all afraid
this
that
is kind of like
for
third
their lives,
person
because of the
Dishonored.
flood, because
That's
of
what that
the
looked like to
monsters.
me.
And you know, we actually want to understand what's going on. We want to understand what lies
Yeah, it looks like
behind
a
this
game's got a lot going
ostensibly
on in it.
supernatural flood. And what's even funny is that while everybody is afraid, nobody wants to
Oh,
leave. But this is
her
kind of different
lips
story.
are like...
Well, I mean, we've talked a little bit about the story
Yeah.
world and how it's inspired by Lovecraft. What about the game mechanics? You've mentioned the sanity mechanic in the past.
Indeed, we do have a sanity mechanic which directly impacts gameplay. You know, when our hero is under a lot of stress, when he sees like something supernatural, something disturbing, or even when he's making choices in the story which he's not comfortable with making, you know, he will begin to lose his sanity. He will start to have hallucinations, he will start to hear distorted sounds, which will allow the player to understand that something is actually going wrong. Maybe we need to, step back and do something
get
about that.
evaluated
As of
before
right now,
we
we're still
start the
fine-tuning
game.
this mechanic because we are still looking, for
It
the
sounds
sweet spot
like
between impact on the gameplay
hot and
and
cold.
impact on
That's
the
how you
story.
figure out what you're
Since we're
getting,
almost
if
out
you're
of
on the
time,
right
I
path
still
or
just
not.
have to ask,
Did
what are
you
the sweet
get
monsters we're going to get to
stressed
see in the
and
game?
nuts
Oh,
or
we have
not?
different kinds of monsters. We have different kinds of archetypes, with different abilities. And, we actually give you tools. The game is not about fighting monsters. Investigation is the core of the game. But we give you tools to defend yourself. So we give you weapons, we give you skills, we give you even certain, like, traps. In return, we ask you that you make a decision, because the game is about making a decision. Ammunition is scarce, and you will have to adjust your tactics accordingly.
So I know a lot of people have all sorts of questions about what the game is like. Where can they go to find out more information?
So if you're hungry for more, you can always follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. This is where we post our updates regularly. Facebook, The Sinking City Game, YouTube, Frogwares. So go there, and this is definitely the place to go if you want to learn more.
Well, I'm super excited personally to see how it turns out. Thanks for joining me on stage, Sergey. The Sinking City. Now, our next game is a PC title that has only gotten better over the last few years, and I'm always excited to hear what they have in store. Frankie is up on the balcony with the developers of Warframe.
Yes!
Talk to me, Frankie.
Ow, my
Well,
ears.
we all know the PC is home to some of the most devoted communities in gaming, and one of the best
got a new
undoubtedly
expansion
belongs to
coming out.
Warframe. Last year, the game got its first open world update, Plains of Eidolon, and the next epic cinematic quest is called The Sacrifice. And we've got
Looks
the exclusive launch
so
trailer
good.
for you.
All you want. It won't bring him back.
Megan Everett, community manager at Jigsaw
Are there expansions
Extreme,
always free?
joins me now. Megan, tell me more about The Sacrifice.
Yes.
So The Sacrifice is the latest installment of our cinematic quest. It continues a story that we started in The Second Dream, continued with The War Within, and then Apostasy Prologue. So at the end of last year, we kind of shattered some hearts and left them with a bit of a plot twist, and I'm not going to spoil it for people who want to maybe catch up. But what I can say is that, obviously from the trailer that you saw, the wait for Umbra, the 3-year wait to the Umbra Warframe is finally over. The creepy guy at the end of the trailer there, Ballast, plays a pretty big role in this quest. And again, not going to spoil a lot, but I can say that it's coming this week on PC.
And you guys are actually currently waiting, well, as well as the update, you're working towards TennoCon right now.
Yes, so it's going to be another big year for us, and I'm really excited for it.
Well, let's take a look at last year's event to get an idea of what TennoCon is all about.
What do you think the mega reveal at Tenno Live is going to be?
Can you tell me anything about this Umbra thing that's maybe going on or whatever?
You want to talk about a rabid community? Right here.
Right,
It was
yeah.
pretty amazing. Like, it's a whole new direction for Warframe, and all this. You got all these other games coming out, but this one's free.
When's 2018 happening?
Get it started.
Looks like more reveal on
Given
July
that
7th.
the community knows you as Auntie Megan,
Oh God.
it must be huge for you to be at TennoCon.
TennoCon is really special for really everyone that works at Digital Extremes. The developers pour their heart and soul into what we do for TennoCon, and I know for me it was literally like the best day of my entire career. I know Rebecca, our community director at home, is watching. But last year when we did the Plains of Eidolon, open world expansion reveal, Reb and I were actually doing that as a live demonstration in front of everyone, and we had practiced it for months, and it went as flawlessly as we could have ever hoped for. And we actually, like, as people were cheering, it's pitch black on stage. Reb and I look at each other and we just kind of fist pump and both started crying because we didn't crash the demonstration. So if you
Always a good thing.
if you watch Tenno Live this year, if you're there, you can definitely probably count on some tears and some emotions because it's a really big day for us.
So basically, bring tissues, right?
Bring tissues for yourself, for me, for everyone involved, because there will be some tears probably.
But if you can't get to TennoCon because unfortunately it is sold out, how can you watch it online?
So on twitch.tv/Warframe, you can definitely check it out. And PC Gamer is also hosting as well on their Facebook and Twitter.
And you get free stuff by watching Twitch?
You do. So if you want to link your Warframe account to your Twitch account, and all you have to do is watch and you get some free stuff.
Fantastic. So that's happening from July 7th, and you'll be able to watch TennoCon live through PC Gamer's Twitch channel and the Facebook page. Thank you, Auntie
Yeah, that thing they did with Twitch, that was a really neat idea.
Thank you, Frankie, and
That
thank
was a good
you,
idea.
Warframe.
They have
the next
right
name
now.
is one I
If you
grew
have
up with,
Twitch
Sega.
Prime,
They've
they have a
become
free
prolific
Warframe
publisher
Prime
of
Frame.
Japanese
It's the
games
Trinity. It's the
known
healer.
for their fully
So
featured
just
ports,
FYI.
especially beloved by this
games
guy
that
on the
teaming
left.
up with Twitch is a really good idea.
Sega's bringing shining resonance both to PC and console the same day, and Shenmue is going to be coming later this year. They have all sorts of games coming up. Let's take a look at what Sega's got in store.
I just heard the Sonic music in my head when he said Sega. Just
Bayonetta 3, bring it.
there, yep. Battle Royale Tetris, I saw it.
Yeah, yeah. Another battle royale. That Yuka? It is.
Looks like it, yeah.
More fishing. More dancing. That was what was that? Test drive? So you can play in it. Well, you could actually play it in game on Yakuza.
I can't remember. I didn't play Yakuza, but
Yakuza 0 is available for pre-order right now and will be releasing on
Yeah,
Steam
Ridge Racer,
in
thanks.
early August. We hope you've been enjoying the show thus far. We have so much more great stuff to come. Let's see what's coming up at this year's PC Gaming Show.
Coming up on the PC Gaming Show, A new publisher reveals 3 new games. And the first ever gameplay footage of Overkill's The Walking Dead. And now your host,
Another
Sean
Walking Dead
Plott.
game? Really?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And
it was like at E3 last year or something, right? I know I've seen that.
Our next guest is a regular here at the PC Gaming Show, having attended all 4 years. Frankie's with him up in the balcony. It's Tripwire.
Sean, if you are anything like me, you probably need to let off steam every once in a while. And I personally can't think of a better way to do it than by kicking back and tearing up a load of monstrous enemies. It's kind of either that or pushing the office photocopier out of the window, and I, for one, prefer the option that keeps me and everyone here in a job. With that in mind, I am thrilled to welcome Bill Monk from Killing Floor 2.
That joke had a really long
Thank you for having me.
wind-up.
Got a lot of fans in the audience still. Listen to that applause.
Yep.
They all want to know what the latest from Tripwire and Killing Floor 2 is.
Yep, we've been really busy working on Killing Floor, and we got 4 major updates that are coming out this year. The first one we dropped in March, and we're getting ready to drop the next one really soon.
Coming tomorrow, Bill. What's involved?
Yeah, so we're bringing the summer sideshow back, but this time we're mixing circus freaks with steampunk in a really fun, exciting way. And we have a really cool new system that we're adding. It's called the Weapon Upgrade System. And with this, there's 73 different weapons that we have in our game, and each one you can upgrade it and make it viable for late play. So it really adds a lot of creativity to your loadout. So I'm really excited to get that in people's hands.
So you can make your boy guns big.
Yeah.
Good. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Bill. Let's take a look at the trailer for Treacherous Skies Summer Sideshow.
JT.
Yes.
You had one job, JT.
What? Oh.
World
exclusive. I'm freaking out because the clown thing is going to get me here. The clowns are coming.
Welcome aboard the HMS Queen Victoria, ladies and gents. Ringleader Lockhart speaking to you from, well, someplace very safe.
Told you.
Yes, you helped me escape that fray at my beloved Steamland, but now I need your help once again. I've got to get to my island in the channel. Now, listen up. I don't know how, but these blasted circus freaks followed us on board. I think it's time to put on a show. Yes, of daring deeds and horrendous bloodshed. Oh, poor me. My mechanical children have turned against me. Blasted traitors. Careful, lads. They're tough. Even removing the head will put these rebellious robots down. But take heart, lads and lasses. I have invented some new toys. The Doomstick. 4 barrels are better than 2. The Static Strikers. A shockingly stylish set of gauntlets. And the M99 Sniper Rifle. And finally, there's a last-minute addition to the crew.
Watch this woman go.
Seems Mrs. Foster negotiated her way on board and is set on giving Zed
You won't like being angry.
the business. And remember, we'll see you on the airship.
Fossey, joke for you. Optician says my eyes are okay. I say, then how do you explain my husband?
Oh my gosh.
Now, as is tradition, the content that you just saw will be available tomorrow, including a free weekend for PC this weekend. Definitely check it out with Killing Floor 2. But that's not all that Tripwire has. I have the president of Tripwire himself, John Gibson, on stage. John, welcome back again.
Thanks, Sean. Pleasure to be here.
Now, I understand that Tripwire is stepping into also doing publishing. What does that entail?
That's right. So, Sean, it's really challenging for developers right now with the thousands of games that are coming out every year.
Yeah.
It's really hard to get noticed. And then you have the traditional publishing deals. So we're giving developers fair deals. We're going to be helping them rise above that noise so they can get noticed.
Is that Battle Royale?
Because of our experience
motorcycles?
developing our own games and publishing our own games,
a reboot of
we're
Road
going to help
Rage.
them with marketing, funding, mentoring, feedback to help them succeed.
I used to play the heck of that
the
on
game that we
Sega
have
Genesis.
on screen is one of those games. This is Road Redemption.
That is right. I'm happy to announce that we're going to be publishing Road Redemption. We're going to be helping them grow and succeed even more on Steam, but also bring the franchise beyond Steam.
Now, I know today you have a world-exclusive new game, hasn't been announced yet.
We do. Nobody knows.
Or we roll the trailers. Why don't you give me a little bit of a tease?
Yeah, so we're working with the team at Blindside Games, and they're led by Alex Quick.
Oh, yeah, right.
So if you're familiar with the Killing Floor universe, you know Alex Quick was the modder that created the original Killing Floor mod, which Tripwire worked with Alex to bring commercial. And then Alex went off, assembled his own team, made the game Depth, which was sharks and humans fighting each other, very, very successful. And now it's come full circle. We're working with Alex again, and we're going to bring his all-new game to market.
Well, let's take a look at it right now. World-exclusive new upcoming game from Tripwire.
Close your eyes and imagine a place where the sun is bright and the beaches are wide. A place filled with southern charm.
This is going to be a Jaws simulator.
Is as warm as the welcome.
Yeah, something.
Oh my God, I
Feel
felt
the
that.
wind in your sails. Kick back and relax. Enjoy the local cuisine.
Yep.
Your dream vacation is waiting for you here on the Gulf Coast.
I want to play as the shark.
Yes.
So what is this? 1 versus 4?
It's Shark Battle Royale.
Shark Battle Royale, yep.
Go to maneatergame.com now to book your vacation. Operators are standing by.
Maneater.
What is it? Man-eater game?
Yeah, Maneater.
So hey, John, so you get to play as the shark.
You are the shark.
That's actually awesome.
This is an open world action RPG where you play as a shark, or as we like to call it, a shark PG.
Does the shark have skills and loot? And
So do you like upgrade and improve the shark? Is there like skill trees?
You do.
There
is
is
a shark
skill tree.
skill tree. Really?
Wow.
There is a full single-player campaign. You eat your way through it. You
That's
get
awesome.
bigger teeth. You can jump out of the water and snatch people off piers and all of that.
You can
fun
get
stuff.
better teeth.
I didn't realize this was a power fantasy. I
Elise,
needed
just
so
like you,
badly.
well, just like you say, think outside the box. This guy
Now,
has.
where can people go to get more information about it?
They can go to maneatergame.com.
All right. I doubt anyone will forget that here.
Shark skill trees is the
That's
slogan.
maneatergame.com. John, thanks so much for joining me on stage. And once again, all the content that Tripwire showcased earlier about Killing Floor 2 and Road Redemption will be playable here at E3. Definitely.
Yeah, you upgrade your
be sure
fin
to
or your
check it
teeth.
out. Coming up next, Frankie has a whole slew of unannounced games. Frankie.
Cheers, Sean. Man-eater looking tasty there, and I can't believe
Oh,
they named the
jeez.
game after
How
my
many bad
favourite
jokes has she
weekend
done?
activity. Indies are at the heart of PC gaming, and next up is a brand new publisher revealing 3 games for the very first
Got the
time.
crowd laughing on
Releasing
that
one
one.
of them, Behave Yourselves, audience,
They're
today.
laughing at her,
So
not at the
let's take a look.
Untitled publisher, that's great.
I like the music.
I agree.
World premiere.
Oh.
Exclusive. It's almost like Psychonauts, isn't it?
Yep.
It reminds me of it. Waverly Network online.
Cologne Collective. That's a cool.
It's first person.
Farmville.
Stardew Valley.
Stardew Valley, yeah. Inside the Matrix.
Yeah. Say add the Matrix to it.
Morning Star.
Good title.
I do not understand what that game is about. This is straight up old school right here, almost like Undertale.
Yeah. There's gonna be a ton of people play this, the speedrunning community.
The hive is evolving.
Oh, is this the one where it learns what you normally do, and then it gets so much harder?
There's a few games that do that. Overwhelm.
All these games look like
I think you guys are ahead of me
And
again.
Overwhelm, the final game of the bunch, is available on Steam right
Refresh
now with
I
a
just
special
did.
launch discount. So make sure you check that out.
And I got
after
an
the
ad.
show. And if you're at E3 this
Yeah.
week, head over to the PC Gamer corner of the Facebook booth inside the South Hall to give Overwhelm a try. Right, next up, it's time for us all to take a holiday, and where better than a virtual resort with some truly spectacular wildlife. Back again this year, our friends of the show, Frontier Developments, with a unique take on the park management genre. I am, of course, talking about
management.
Jurassic
Is
World
this the Jurassic Park
Evolution.
one?
The long-awaited
Ooh,
game is
maybe.
out tomorrow and lets
Yeah,
you
it
build
is.
your own dinosaur-stuffed tourist trap. What could possibly go wrong?
The
Unleash the
current reviews
Goldblum!
on this game are all over the place. Some people say it's great, other people say not so much.
Yeah.
That's pretty true,
But
though, isn't it?
What's really cool about this?
Well, the ones before you did too.
Yes, that is Jeff Goldblum.
Because
Yeah,
they
nice.
believed that they were in control.
Hold on, we'll let him talk
control...
before.
Well, here's the thing. Humanity is desperate for it. We are seduced by it. Deceived by the illusion of it. But we never really possess it. Because if there's anything that chaos theory has taught us, it's that nature is on its own course. And when we interfere, when humanity tries to put nature into orderly boxes, chaos destroys them. And what makes us such unique creatures is knowing the scope and power of what we're up against and still believing that we can win. I know, however, what I would predict.
So
I want to
basically,
hear him say dinosaur just one more time.
Right.
you can create your own Jurassic Park from scratch,
so
and you
excited
can
for
actually
that
breed
game.
dinosaurs.
Our next
But what makes it a
title
little bit
is
different
from
than your
Insomniac,
standard
who've been making
city builder
amazing
game
games
is
for
you can
years, and
actually
they're gonna
go
try to
first
take their
person
expertise and answer
and
the
walk around the
question.
park, and
How do you
that's
make
how you
an
like repair
open
stuff, and
world
you can like
game
jump in a jeep and drive
VR?
around.
Let's
And
take a look at their
It's almost like they
upcoming
took some stuff from Ark and incorporated into it. That's kind of cool.
so it's like dinosaurs will get out of their cages or whatever, and you got to go and you got to like tranquilize them or kill them or whatever, and it's got some neat ideas.
Yeah, I like it.
Oh.
Insomniac.
Graphics are great.
Yeah, they look.
Because at the moment, the only game that we knew Insomniac was working on is Spider-Man.
Right. Oh, they just killed us.
They killed the robot?
What?
Yeah, the poor robot. Mean.
That was like Wally finally gets legs. That's kind of what it looked like.
I know, right?
Wally gets his revenge. It's time to arm and hunt down those who try to hurt you. Nope, this game he just picks flowers. Nope, Wally just picks flowers.
Well, or like Bastion. He lost his arm. Oh, he puts a new one on.
Yeah, this one's better.
Does that give you new abilities if you get a new arm?
I know
Oh, looks like it.
Oh, I like it.
You find yourself a new arm in the thing and you can do something different.
Uh-oh. Let's rescue them.
Oh, now
Wait,
Wally.
this is a VR game? Or maybe not.
Wally gets a revenge.
No, yeah, I thought they said it was a VR game.
Oh, did they?
Did they? I didn't catch that.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I was wrong. But look at he
'Cause-
like buffed himself out.
Fucked up, man.
Because what made me think that is just the way that that the gunfire was working. It looked like a VR game.
Right. Well, and where the hand, when it reaches the cliff, it looked like that's where I'm putting my hand. It gave you a clue that you're on the wall.
Yeah, see? It is VR.
Yeah, VR, there we go.
And about it being VR. Oh, this is Oculus.
Oculus,
They
nice
made
one.
a hard push at PAX. I didn't get a chance to play any of the games. I wonder if this one was there.
That one
But
looks really good.
They had 2 meeting rooms that they had displays for.
Joining me to talk about Stormland is the Chief Creative Officer at Insomniac Games. Join me in welcoming Chad Desern.
Yeah, that's kind of a not like novelty.
Hey, Chad,
VR. That looks
welcome
like a
to
really
the
solid game.
stage. Thank you. I want to start right away and ask.
Super Hot wasn't
what
bad
is this
though,
game
right?
all about?
Super Hot was great.
In Stormland, you play as an android gardener. And an entity called the Tempest
It is
uproots
Wally.
your habitat
It is,
and
yeah.
shatters your android body. So you've got to travel to a civilization above the Thunderheads to repair yourself and save your friends.
And I want to ask what open world means in VR.
Well, for us, it's about giving the player the ability to explore the world freely with a set of android movement abilities that are designed to give you complete agency.
Yeah, because that's always a huge question I have is how does motion work in any VR title?
Yeah, well, in Stormland, you can do things like fly just above the slipstream with your outstretched android hands.
Yeah.
You can shoot a laser into the cloud surface and then make a ramp, kick off of that, climb up a cliffside, like literally launching yourself with your synthetic android strength, and then like push off and glide back down using your hands to control
90
your
minutes.
descent.
Just massive freedom of movement, yeah.
That's it. It's this set of mechanics that are designed together to work fluidly so that movement feels exhilarating.
Yeah.
And you can kind of take the world at your own pace with it.
I'm curious why VR for this type of title?
There are a series of things that we're doing with Stormland that we could only do in VR. It's about the expressiveness of having tracked head and hands and how we use that for combat, how we use it for movement, even things like scavenging technology to attach it to your body. Like you look down, you get a new piece of tech, and you attach it right into your arm, and then suddenly you've got the ability to harness electricity or cloak yourself or all kinds of different cool android abilities.
I mean, the art is just beautiful in the footage that we've seen.
See, though, I'd love to play this on PC without
what
the
it means
VR.
for it to be ever changing.
Yeah, that's a really good question. So that entity called the Tempest
I like the whole concept of the game.
rearranges everything every single week so that we present
It's like
the
they came out
player
with Star
new
Trek Bridge
playgrounds
Crew, and I'm
of
like,
movement
why is that a
and
VR
combat
game?
and scavenging.
I know. I saw
And
that.
you
I
never
thought
know
the
what
same
you're
thing.
going to discover. So every single island you find has the potential to hide an enemy stronghold or a network of underground caverns or brand new tech to scout.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, I got to ask, where can we go for more information?
Well, you can stay tuned by watching the Facebook and Twitter with @StormlandVR, or you can check us out at insomniac.games.
I'm really looking forward to it. Thanks for joining me, Chad. Once again, oculus.com/Stormland for more information. Frankie's up in the balcony with our next absolutely gorgeous-looking indie title.
It really is, Sean, because next up we've got a first look at a new game from publisher Raw Fury, a neo-noir detective drama featuring a Paris cabbie who finds himself drawn into a world of crime. Sacré Roddy Bleu. Yes, I speak French. I can't wait for this one, so let's take a ride with the trailer.
She just can't pass it up, can she?
The bad jokes, no.
World
she needs some writing.
exclusive.
Very good there, JT. She needs some writing assistance. Just
Sometimes say no to the
gonna say
joke. Sometimes don't do it.
Okay, I like the noir. Interesting.
I wish there would be more games like that, noir.
I like a deliberate art style that you pick. I like those. I don't know if this is the music in the game, but I approve too.
I'm with you. I like the art style.
Yeah. Wonder if there's no VO in the game. Just music.
Doesn't look
and
like it. Looks
Choices
like
again.
text.
Night Call.
Ugh.
Interesting.
If you like that last game, you'll definitely love our next one. It's from the exact same publisher, Raw Fury. It's an open-world, narrative-focused game with an incredible art style. Let's take a look at Sable.
I feel like I've heard of this game.
Definitely another distinct art style, yeah.
Did they show this at Microsoft briefly?
Maybe in a montage. I don't remember it.
It would have had to have been in the montage because I don't remember this specifically. This person is kind of like a Ray, frankly.
Right, yeah.
I would never remember that.
Highly unusual art style.
Makes you think of comic book.
Or what's the one that Borderlands uses? I'm having a senior moment.
Yeah, the black outline. Yeah.
I heard a developer say that that one doesn't age as much as the more high fidelity, realistic, photorealistic art styles, so that's why sometimes they'll go with this.
Yeah, it's a lot harder to date your game.
Correct. That feels kind of JRPG, don't it?
Yeah, it could be.
Joining me to talk about Sable is
I know it's totally
the
different art
entire
style, but it
core
made me think of
development
Dust
team on
a
stage.
little
It's
bit.
Daniel Feinberg and Greg Kithriotis. I want to immediately ask, what kind of game is Sable?
Especially the sliding down that one dune.
Sable is an open-world desert exploration game. It's not a game about combat or about leveling up. It's a game about solitude.
So it's like
and
a journey
game
then.
about exploration. You play as Sable, a girl leaving her home to explore this world filled with monumental architecture.
Check number
fallen
2 of a
spaceships,
Ray
and you'll
type
travel around
character.
on your hoverbike, learning about the people, the culture, and history of this world.
And you know, I talked about it before. I think this art style is amazing. Where's the origins of this?
So we were really heavily inspired by the clear lines style of French and Belgian comics, as well
there
as
you go.
Japanese animation, particularly Studio
There's one for
Ghibli.
me.
So we really want to feel our players to feel the same sense of wonder that you get from watching one of their films. And so from the very beginning, we knew that we really needed to nail the visual style. And so we put a lot of time and sort of effort into our rendering system. And
Wait, she
we're
just
really
jumped
pleased
off
to
that?
show it to everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she had
And,
like
I mean, I
a
know
bubble
that you two
floating
consist of most of the core development, the art and the programming. What about the music that was in that trailer?
Yeah, so that was a new track by Japanese Breakfast.
Oh, yeah, the T-shirt. Yes, of course.
Yeah,
right.
so she, Michelle, she is doing the soundtrack for the game. Japanese Breakfast is one of my favorite bands right now. It's incredible to have her on board.
It all just came together so beautifully in the trailer, and I know that you guys are really regular about updating, blogs, sharing what's going on with the development. Where can people go to find more?
So they can go to our Twitter account, ShedWorksReg and ShedWorksDan, or to sablegame.com.
Lovely, gentlemen. Thanks so much for joining me. Once again, the name of the game is Sable. Our next title is one that has been in development, even showing up in our very first PC gaming show. It's Cloud Imperium Games still hard at work on their title, Star Citizen. Let's see what they have in store.
Oh boy.
Is there a tile
World exclusive for like how many years now?
How is this a world exclusive?
For the umpteenth year.
There should be a square on the bingo.
Yeah, we should have Star
for
Citizen
a Star
square.
Citizen mention. Yeah, that's a missed opportunity right there.
Our grandkids are gonna love this game.
Oh, I know, right? There's actually people that have this in their will to pass on their account.
Did you hear about the what was it, the $27,000 DLC pack or pre-order thing?
Yep. That is not. They've got a ton of those. They're 1,000 and up. It's crazy.
I don't understand why people are like, yeah, leave them at $27,000. I don't get it. There's no game that's worth that. I'm sorry.
None.
Yeah, I'm just not interested. Don't want to see nothing until it's done.
And even if it gets done, when somebody else has a $27,000 spaceship, I'm not going to be able to compete, right?
I mean, if there's PvE, it doesn't matter.
Right.
Right? But if there's PvP, yeah, no thanks.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Great
how
trailers.
does the game do well, too, if all of your money is so front-loaded? Where's the impetus for the developer to really do anything on a timely basis?
Another coming soon. We don't even have a date for that. It's another 3.2 alpha.
All new gameplay footage of Just Cause 4.
I mean, I hate bashing the game, but come on.
Dead, the final season. All new gameplay footage
No,
of Hitman.
but-
And now your host, Sean Plott.
They've already showed Dead
As we
Rising
do
at
each
like
year at the
2
PC Gaming
press
Show, in addition to talking about
Hopefully they see it
games, we're
again.
also going to talk about some of the upcoming hardware trends. To join me in talking about it is the senior brand manager from Acer. It's Eric Ackerson. Thanks for joining me up here, Eric.
Sean, really excited to be here.
Here's
now,
our
I just
sponsored
want to straight
segment.
up ask, what are some of the big trends
Yep.
that consumers can be expecting right now?
Well, right now we're developing some new products, particularly in the display space. We want to take the experience to the next level.
So I'm just going to mention here real quick, going back to Ubisoft, that Starlink game, which was the space one. So I looked it up. The baseline to get into that game is $75.
Wow.
Wow. Wow. Why?
So then each ship you want to get is going to be tack on more to that.
Yeah, I mean, at the moment, I'm not seeing any other add-on stuff, but you know they're going to do it. But
Well, yeah, they had the Star Fox one there.
That game looked like it was geared towards kids. I love my kids. I like gaming with my youngest. I am not throwing down $75 for no game.
Yeah.
Right.
Not when he's quite entertained playing Fortnite, which is free, and then he gets to buy, $10 worth of V-Bucks to get him a dance. Like, do you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Or the Lego one was a pretty good deal. You could buy the whole pack get a bunch of characters for like $40. I just
Possible budgets. What are the different sort of products to look for at those price ranges?
Well, I mean, we cover the gamut from very simple and to the
What
point
was
to high
Skylanders?
performance.
They were like
esports,
20 bucks for the
product
characters, and the game was
multi-view,
still,
surround,
what, it was 40
multi-display
or
product.
something like
but
that?
we also go really crazy sometimes.
You could buy the pack.
We decide,
You would get
we
more
put our
than one,
engineers to the
though,
test.
Yeah,
What can you
you
do
do
if
the
you have no
starter
limit?
set, yeah.
So one of the projects we've worked on is something
And
called
then
the
you could
Predator
buy
21X.
each one, and I
This
think
is a
each one figure was
21-inch
like maybe
curved
$5.
screened, laptop with a
Yeah.
mechanical keyboard
How do you
and
close
two
it if it's
graphics
curved?
cards.
Yeah, if you're trying to market to kids, you gotta get a thing on your price
We did a
points.
really good thing. But you know what? To be serious, not just to joke, we actually have to ship this with a Pelican case to protect the laptop, and it sells for $9,000. And
Whoa.
we sold every single unit we could make.
That
So
was,
we cover
they sold
every
every unit for
spectrum
that 9K model.
You know, you brought up this
Yep.
Predator laptop. You brought up the Predator monitors at the start of this segment. Where can people go to
Hi, I'm
hear
the
more about it or even pick one
$500
up once
price
they stop
range. You
being sold
got
out?
like
So
something for me?
the good news is that we're shipping now. Our customers, partners are selling them. The bad news is a few have already sold out of this new Predator X27 monitor. I believe Micro Center is still in stock. Amazon will be in stock again soon.
Well, thank you so much for joining me on
No,
stage.
you get the
Eric.
case.
Frankie
Somebody in chat
is
was wondering, you
awaiting
get the
in
case, but you have to pay
balcony
9K
with
for
our
like the
very
monitor, I
next
think.
title.
The PC has always been the platform for crazy ideas. In our next game, Genesis Alpha 1, you build and manage a space vessel, farm resources, deal with terrifying alien infestations, and explore a vast, randomly generated universe. Oh, and you can take DNA from the aliens you encounter across the galaxy, splice them with members of your crew to create new life forms. Just a typical day at the office. Let's take a look.
That sounds like a terrible idea.
Greetings,
Wow.
Commander.
Again, she
You
couldn't
have been
pass it up
sent
right.
to Quadrant
I don't want to
Alpha
be an
1.
alien.
The mission is to find a new home for the
Well,
crew
that is
on board of the
kind
ship.
of like Prey.
Expand your ship and explore the galaxy for resources and interesting
So this
new
is like
life forms.
Subnautica in space.
Yep.
Feel free to experiment
Looks
with
multiplayer,
DNA
though.
and alien abilities to maximize crew efficiency.
Here you go, guys. I
Yeah.
know you don't want to look like a, little gray alien dude, but here you go. We need you to pick one for the team.
Yeah. Careful, though, upgrading your crew, and they're stronger than you, and then they take over your ship.
The bugs are on board.
It reminds me of Mass Effect, that one mission with all those little things.
Ew.
Was that Mass Effect 2, at least?
Now, if you
What?
didn't
I
catch the
don't
pre-show
remember.
quiz,
Like,
you
what
might be
section was it in?
wondering who
Oh,
my
that one lab.
body
All the
is.
spiders are
Well,
chasing you.
this, ladies
little
and
things.
gentlemen, is Webster from Drake's Cakes, one of the PC Gaming Show's sponsors this year. And he's got a cool
Drake's
competition for you.
Cakes? What?
The Drake's Cakes
What?
PAX giveaway. Oh, yes. PAX is a gathering of PC and tabletop games, concerts, panels, exhibits, and tournaments.
Oh,
It's like
okay.
a 4-day LAN party, festival,
It's almost
workshop,
as bad
and
as the
concert
Schick
rolled into
Hydra
one.
bot from a couple years
The
ago.
very lucky winner will enjoy a trip to PAX West, including 2 tickets and a free trip to Seattle.
Oh,
so
get
if
to go to
that's
PAX
you,
West, though.
hit me up on those dates because I am free. Webster, my man, Duck, this is very generous of you.
She really can't
By
stop.
entering, guys, you will get a discount code to get your hands on some delicious Drake's Cakes available on Amazon. And if you're at E3 itself, don't forget you can meet Webster in person at the E3 Concourse Walkway, where
I
he'll
want
be
to know
giving
how
away
we
Drake
register
swag
for
and
that
tasty treats all week.
contest.
So if you see
Can
him,
we, like,
give him a
talk
fist
about that
bump
more?
on my behalf.
Yeah,
I'll
let's.
take
How do we
one.
register
Thank
for
you very
like
much,
fist
Webster.
bump? Oh, gosh.
So, if you have ever dreamt of spending a weekend knee-deep in one of Earth's best gaming festivals, visit pcgamer.com/Drake's Cakes and
PC
enter
Gamer.
now for a chance to win and hang out with Webster. All right, Webster, all this hosting has got me a bit peckish. How about we look at a trailer for the next edition of Clay Entertainment's beloved survival series, Don't Starve, Hamlet.
That's another game that I need to play. These Don't Starve games are really good, from what I hear.
I like the art style. It's kind of cool. It's 2D, but yet it's not. Kind of really neat.
They do have a co-op version too.
Oh, that's right.
December.
Our next title is the
Hamlet.
next installment in
So
a
is that like a
series
building
that never
game,
fails to
or-
make me laugh. It's
Just
Just
another-
Cause
just
4,
another game.
and they have a
But
brand
don't
new
start.
engine to bring the level of delicious insanity one notch up. Let's take a look at what the Apex engine in Just Cause 4 can really do.
I would like to see a new Steep game on this engine.
Yeah, Ubi didn't talk about Steep.
Yeah, that was one that they didn't.
So this is the number what time we've seen Just Cause?
Third.
Yeah, this is just
Yeah.
the engine. They're just showing off the Apex engine.
Oh, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I gotta agree. That engine looks pretty amazing.
Joining me to talk about it on stage now, from Avalanche Studios, it's Francesco Antolini and Adam Davidson. Gentlemen, welcome. Talk to me about the tornado.
It's fantastic, isn't it? So it's
Can I surf
a very
into the
nice,
tornado?
piece of tech. It's not just beautiful, but thanks to Apex, it's also a bad boy that actually works. It's fully physicalized.
Yeah.
This means that it's roaming the world, wreaking havoc, and
It's not just like a background piece. It's actually impacting the world
This
before
is
you.
Just Cause, man. You go there and you play with it. Yeah.
You know,
What
throughout
happens
the
if I fly
trailers that
into
I've
the
seen,
tornado
there seems
with
to
a
be lot of
helicopter?
different environments that are available throughout. Can you talk to me about those?
Yeah, I mean, one of the most important things to us with this installment of Just Cause was bringing a lot more variety into the game, and that extends to a lot of things, but certainly the biomes of the game. So instead of one kind of region of, like, say, southern Italy, like we had last time, now you have lush rainforests, deserts, grassland, and even alpine biomes, all of which, you know, are rendered beautifully with the new Apex engine.
Now, something
Yeah,
that's very
that-
important
the
to
weather
me
they're showing
is
off
some of my
is pretty
favorite
awesome.
features from Just Cause 3. Can you talk to me about, like, the wingsuit and the grappling hooks? Like, are those coming back in Just Cause 4?
Everything you love from Just Cause 3 is back.
Good.
But
Good.
everything is also just better. There's more to do, more to discover. For example, the grappling hook is completely customizable. The combat model has been completely reworked, redesigned, enhanced. So new weapon, new enemies, new AI. We've got extreme weather that interacts with grappling hook and
does
parachute.
The wind that we saw from the
Yes.
tornadoes, is it just
Yes.
like basic wind effects also get incorporated as well?
Again, it just goes, so nothing, just an effect. So if there is wind, it's physics and acts with your parachute, grappling hook,
So
and the
great.
rest. Yeah.
Well, where can people go to get some, we'll call it first-hand footage of what Just Cause 4 can deliver?
They can check it out at
I
justcause.com
100% love all the
/E3
different
and,
accents
for
that we
3
get.
days.
E3.
That's
Yeah.
right. Believe it or not,
Yes,
E3
right.
hasn't started yet. Starts tomorrow. So June 12th through 14th, you can check it out. Thanks so much for joining
Thanks
us
to
on
you.
stage.
Thanks for
I look
having us.
forward to the hilarity of Just Cause 4. Now, our next title is one of my all-time favorite IPs. I can't wait for Frankie to talk to you about The Walking Dead.
Overkill Software and Starbreeze are the creators of Payday and Payday 2. Therefore, it goes without saying that these studios are some of the most talented makers of cooperative shooters, and their next one is set in a familiar but new apocalyptic Washington, D.C. Here's the first gameplay footage for Overkill's The Walking Dead, and keep your eyes peeled for the release date at the end.
World exclusive.
They need to hurry up and get this done so I can see it before I gotta go. this is the same
We were
one
so
though with
many
the dude
things.
with the.
Husbands and wives, doctors and teachers.
Should I see this at
writers,
PAX? I don't know,
architects.
but.
But when the world ended, all that ended too. Every day we fight for more than survival. We fight to build a new life.
All right, he's the guy that shot at the gate. Let him out.
Ew.
Alone, we're weak. But together.
Oh, this is Walking Dead world building.
Oh, wow.
I was just gonna say, I wonder how close this is to State of Decay.
November 6th.
And I have more good news for fans of The Walking Dead. Overkill's game for The Walking Dead, of course, coming soon, but we have a second completely different Walking Dead game that we're getting the chance to talk about right now. This is Telltale's The Walking Dead, the final season. Joining me on stage to talk about it is the lead writer, James Windler, and the voice of Clementine herself, Melissa Hutchison.
Telltale really needs to upgrade their engine.
Yeah.
Sean, thanks for joining me on the stage.
Our pleasure.
Thank you. Now, I want to ask right away for, people who've played through the first 3 seasons of The Walking Dead, in terms of the gameplay, what's some of the familiar and what's some of the new?
Okay, so for people who don't know Telltale, we are a story-based company. We focus on narrative. We've had our roots in the old school point-and-click adventure games, but we've developed our own cinematic style and almost a signature mechanic, like our choice wheel.
Yeah.
And that's all familiar. That should, the choices branch the narrative. What's new this year? We have traditionally combat and action. We've done with QTEs and like swipes and button mashes and all of that. This year, with the final season, we're introducing segments of unscripted combat.
Yeah, we see some of this right here.
Yeah, so Clem probably just brutalized a zombie there.
Of course she is.
And so we also have the orbital cam, like the over-the-shoulder camera. So that's offering our players opportunities to explore our environments, which you can also see from the B-roll. Is they're looking really, really good with this graphic black art style that we're employing.
Yeah, because in the previous games it was much more of a directed camera.
Okay, I'm gonna go, everybody. Enjoy the rest.
Environment on your own.
Absolutely, yeah.
Later, Alise.
Yeah, have fun at Sony.
Now, I want to ask about the story. I mean, Telltale games always have that as the central feature. Where does The Walking Dead, the final season, start off?
Okay, so it starts, Clementine has been on the road for a long time. We are post-time jump in the comics. She's been on the road. She's traveling with AJ, who is an orphan boy, who is the closest thing that she has to family.
Like they're adding the other
but
camera
they're reaching
views,
the end of it.
cool.
They're running out of steam on the road. It's proving to be untenable. The final season, Clementine discovers a school, a secluded school, where there are no adults, and essentially sees that this might be a place that they could call home.
Yeah, and what are the sort of challenges that she's going to face throughout the season?
Oh, all kinds of challenges, yeah. Like zombie threat all the time.
Tough.
Yeah, of course. And then there's always the external threat, at some point there are going to be adults coming in representing external threats that she's going to have to deal with.
Now, Melissa, I want to ask what your experience has been like, because it's rare to have, a voice actress journey along with a character in a multi-year journey. I mean, how long ago was the first recording that you did?
Well, it was 2012, but we might have even started in 2011. I don't know.
We're not going to do math on air.
Yeah, we're
That's
not
always
doing
a
math.
bad idea.
That's not happening right now. It's been a long time, and it's not only just playing one character. It's actually been aging with her, growing with her, and falling deeper and deeper in love with her, and starting as this young child who's, playing as Lee, it's your job to protect her, and then organically moving through all these seasons, and now Yeah. You're playing as Clementine. I mean, really, this is a fan-driven game, so this final season is for the fans, and you know, you're going to be playing as Clementine and protecting AJ, and this is just near and dear to my heart. And
yeah, I mean, how do you feel about the fact that this is the end?
Well, I mean, it's bittersweet. I'm super sad. I'm super psyched. You know, of course, it'll be sad to end her journey, but I'm really looking forward. Obviously, I'm surrounded by talent with Telltale Games, and I have no doubt that the writers and the creatives are going to crush it. So sad but happy. It's all very confusing. I'm a very confused human right now. Let's just put it that way.
Well, I'm someone who's played through all of the Telltale Walking Dead games. I'd love to know when the final season is coming out.
August 14th. Yeah, we ship August 14th, and it's available for pre-order right now.
Be sure to check it out. Thank you so much for joining me on stage today. Once again, that's thewalkingdeadgame.com, or you can find it on Steam as well. And for our next title, Frankie, we're going to head back to you on the balcony.
Next up, have I got a treat for you. Coming straight out of Finland from Nolla Games, it's a magical action roguelike that asks, is that a wand in your pocket? Or are you just trying to kill me? Don't let the retro art style fool you. Noita is set in a procedurally generated world where every pixel is physically simulated. Let's take a look.
How many games did they say they were going to do in this show?
Wow. I don't know.
30?
20 or 30. It was a lot. But that's one way of getting rid of the enemies. Blow everything up.
It's like Wizard the game.
Yeah.
Our next title is one that's very near and dear to my heart, as it is the spiritual successor to one of my favorite childhood games, Theme Hospital. Joining me to talk about it are the two founders of 2 Point Studios to talk about 2 Point Hospital.
Yeah, I heard about something.
Join me in welcoming Dr. Webley and Dr. Carr.
I didn't know if we'd actually get a game trailer or anything like that. Yeah.
Wow. Great suits. I mean, I gotta ask, as two fully trained medical professionals, how does one run a hospital in 2 Point Hospital? Whoa, what's going on with the mic? What's going on with the mic?
Oh no.
We're getting some feedback.
Wait, oh my gosh, is the stethoscope eliminating your microphone? Oh, you know what? We do this every year. Come here, talk to me.
Okay.
How do we run a hospital?
So 2 Point Hospital is a game about designing and building your own hospital. It's
talk directly at my tie.
Listen, you said don't talk there.
Yeah.
I got to look out here, you said.
Yeah, no, just look straight at the ground.
There's a lot of customization. Is this not working at all?
Sounds like The Sims.
Sims Hospital. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, a lot of customization, a lot of interesting characters in our
What did they just pull out of
world,
that thing?
With all
Is
these
that a
different
robot guy?
characters, we had to come up with some really interesting illnesses
What are
and
they
cures
doing
for
to
them.
him?
And you have fun in 2 Point County exploring different regions and curing people with different ailments. And
it's a big needle.
As you can see on the screen, we've got
Good grief.
This is real. We actually researched this. It's a certain animal. And also you can train people. You can train your doctors to be better, your nurses to be better.
I like the art style and
research
stuff.
so you can unlock new wonderful
Definitely
cures.
Sims inspired.
You know, saying everything, isn't it?
Sorry, I didn't know if your mic was
great.
working. I was a bit backfilling. Carry on.
So I mean, no, tell me about it. Like, what is the sort of late game sort of experience that you'll be playing through? Because this looks like it's quite deep into the running of a hospital.
Yeah, this is later on. So you start off and you're researching and you're training up staff, you're diagnosing illnesses, and you're hopefully curing them and making money, and then heading off.
I see this malady. Yeah, I see this malady called turtle head. Can you explain a little bit about what that is?
Yes.
Turtle
it's
head.
when the head becomes so shrunken.
Step into
it
the
gets
time
stuck
portal.
in the neck orifice, just pops out slightly, and it has to be extracted.
Don't mind that, sir. Just step right forward. We'll
Mark,
fix you right up.
how's it
Yeah,
get
well, this
extracted?
is something you've maybe we've all been there. I know. This is one where a little bit of suction always helps. And
I like that.
And out it comes. Yeah.
I would totally play this game.
Research how to do that.
Oh yeah, I totally would.
That's actually a real illness.
See, it cost him $10,000 to do that.
Now, I had to ask about something that I think every young man has to deal with at some point. What is
He
a
almost looks like
monobrow
Wallace and Gromit
infestation?
inspired.
Well, monobrow is
follically enhanced.
Yeah,
It's a problem. We've all been there.
Yeah. I haven't.
No, okay.
Monobrow.
But, it needs to be diagnosed and cured pretty quickly. If it doesn't, it'll fester, and you might shed a bit of hair. And
Oh,
in
it
fact,
crawls off. Look at him.
It will actually leave the body, and it needs to be got rid of before the health inspectors arrive.
It looks like the monobrows are multiplying in the hospital.
They breed they're big breeders, the monobrows.
Yeah, they like
monobeasts.
they like dirty places. Disgusting. So you've got to keep your hospital clean and well maintained.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they're going to breed, and you'll have a trouble.
I want to ask about sort of how the game evolves over time, because Theme Hospital was very mission-based. How does the experience of running a hospital change as the game goes on?
Yeah, so once you've started your first hospital, it's a pretty simple affair, and then you move on through 2 Point County. There's different regions. There's a cold region. There's warm regions with contagious diseases, and there's
poor regions, there's rich regions.
Yeah. So we've got volcanoes.
That's very cool. I
We've got
definitely
all
play that one.
sorts of wonderful weird effects can happen in different parts of the
So
world.
you might struggle to manage your hospital empire because a volcano went off nearby.
Yeah, it's about spinning plates, isn't it? You've got everything set up nicely, and then
something
curveball's
happens.
thrown at you. So.
Well, I'd love to know more information about when 2 Point Hospital is coming out.
Well, we're coming out fall, and you can check us out by going onto our Steam page and hopefully wish listing.
Yeah.
And we're coming later in the year.
We're told to say
No.
We're coming out later.
Personally, again,
we're
really
told.
looking forward to it coming out. Thanks so much for joining me, Doctor and Doctor.
Thank you.
Talk about 2 Point Hospital. Now, our second Battle Royale game of the afternoon takes a fantasy
Here we go.
RPG-esque bent, and you may have even seen it getting streamed on Twitch in the previous week. Let's take a look at Hi-Rez's Realm Royale.
Realm Royale, yeah. This one's actually cool. It's got a crafting system in it. Has a class system.
That's neat.
And you not only level up like weapons and armor, you level up your spells and ability to forge. But I haven't figured out the guns. The neat thing when you're forging stuff,
Joining
everybody
me to
can
talk
see
about
it.
Realm
It's like
Royale
a
is the
smoke
executive
stack
producer at
going
Hi-Rez
off, and everybody can
Studios.
see that
It's
you're
Rory
doing it.
Newbro, aka Dry Bear, Mr. Dry
Yeah, so it
Bear.
kind of
What
brings the battle to
separates
that
Realm
of the
Royale
forges.
from other types of battle royale games in the genre?
It's a good question. So before you go up into the air to determine where you land on the map, you'll actually choose from a list of fantasy classes like mage or hunter or assassin and specify a unique play style before you land.
How do these different classes work?
So the engineer will be more about bunkering down, putting up shields, putting down turrets. The assassin will get behind the lines using stealth,
kinda
using a
watched,
sniper rifle to take
Tim
out targets.
Totman
And
and
the
Ninja
warrior will
play
just
some of
jump
these.
in there throwing axes and being crazy.
And, in some of the
Yeah,
streams
the big
that I've
beams are
watched,
kinda
it
cool.
also
That's
seemed
where
like
people
there
mark
were
the map,
abilities,
so
not
everybody can see
just
it
the
in your
loot and
team.
find stuff. Can you talk to me about how the ability mechanics work?
Once you choose a class, it'll come with a set of abilities, and you'll actually be upgrading these during the match, but it specifies your play style. And so as you're looting, abilities as well as armor and weapons will come out of the chests.
Okay.
You'll start equipping that and determining the play style you want, and so you can just really specify.
And you mentioned this a little bit. I've seen it on stream. Talk to me about crafting in the game. I mean, how does crafting work in a game where there's a constantly shrinking play circle?
We're really excited about this. So strewn across the map, there are places called forges. And so once you go to the forge, you'll collect shards from disenchanting loot you find as you're going about. And you'll use these shards to start crafting legendary gear, very powerful pieces that everyone will want.
Yeah.
Once you start the forge, a smokestack will appear above the forge, and everyone comes over to
It's like
fight.
a mini objective even.
Big team fight.
So I know that Realm Royale is currently available for free on Steam, but I hear that you have some goodies people can check out that are E3 exclusive.
That's right. So free on Steam. We're actually out for less than a week now, and we were already number 4 on Steam charts. And this week at E3, through Mixer, if you stream on Mixer and you're playing, the streamer that gets closest to the Crown Royale will enter into the hype zone, and so everyone will see you on. You'll be featured on the main page of Mixer. And you'll have a chance to win the Jailbird chicken skin, which is our first piece of cosmetic. It's a little chicken with like a little jailbird, like prisoner outfit, and just box around. It's hilarious.
Yeah, and if you don't know the chicken mechanic, seriously, please look it up
Ninja
right now.
brought 90,000
Rory,
people
thanks
a
so
day.
much for joining me on stage
People
to talk
started
about Realm
downloading
Royale. Once
themselves,
again,
play it.
it's for free
Their
on
servers
Steam right
like
now.
crashed.
Our next game is
And like the next day, one of the devs
shown
came in
at
and gave
last
him a
year's PC
huge
Gaming
bit.
show, and Frankie has some updates of what they've been up to.
Yes, Sean, as you may remember, our next game is made by a core team of just 2 people. It's called Ooblets, and it's a farming and
I've seen this
creature
game. This game
collecting
looks
indie
fun.
inspired by Pokemon,
Ooblets.
Harvest Moon, and Animal Crossing. This fresh trailer
Nice.
features a first look at their unique combat system, along with plenty of cute ooblets and environments. Let's take a gander.
So yeah, right now on Steam, there's 65,000 people playing Realm Royale. They had a peak of 104,000.
Yep.
Now, just to give you an idea, right now there's currently 291,000 playing PUBG.
Right, exactly. Huge difference. I'd say Fortnite's probably close to that one also.
Don't touch my ooblets.
Yeah. It's almost got a little Viva Pinata kind of feel too. I kind of like it. That's kind of cool. Dance montage. Nice. That's kind of cool. You said 2-person develop
It
staff.
wouldn't be
That's
a
nice.
PC gaming show without a dash of strategy, which is why I'm delighted that we get the chance to share with you the next in the Anno games. Let's take a look at Anno 1880.
These are really cool games.
Whoa.
These are by Ubisoft, or at least they were.
Says they put Ubisoft up there still, so.
The last one was futuristic. This one looks like it's, I don't know, like 1918 or something. I don't know.
Yeah. 1890s or something.
Yeah. Or maybe even steampunk a
No.
little bit.
Yeah.
The problem with the last one is, well, actually,
1800,
1800. Problem with the
Joining me
last
on the
one is
stage
there
to
was only
talk
one
about
map,
it is the
so there was no
executive
replay value.
producer, Burkhard Rathheiser, and community developer Bastian Thun. Gentlemen, welcome to the stage. I want to begin right away by asking, for people who haven't seen or experienced the Anno series, what are these types of games like?
Yeah, well, Anno 1800 is a PC only real-time strategy game, and it's kind of mixing city building together with economic simulation and naval warfare. And at its core, it's a sandbox game, so you have a vast amount of freedom to explore the world and build huge cities.
And I wonder if you could talk to me a little bit about why the choice of the 19th century for this game.
Well, the 19th century, it's such an interesting and rich era. There was so much happening in this era. So we had two industrial revolutions. We had major scientific inventions, and also big social changes, and also the creation of the big imperial empires. So it's a really rich era.
And what are some of the elements that we'll get to see from the 19th century in Anno 1800?
So it's kind of, for the player, it's, well, basically you start with the first kind of medieval settlements, and then it's a kind of a journey through the 19th century. So it's a kind of, you explore everything that kind of happened in, in this rich era.
And I understand
Looks really
that
good.
you have a very unique take on how to work with the community, how to gather feedback. I was wondering if you could talk to me about what is Anno Union.
So last year at Gamescom, when we actually revealed the game, we decided on, you know what, it's pre-alpha, we revealed the game. We invited the community to basically become a member of our development team. So we launched our Anno Union platform. It's a place where we give constant weekly updates on the current development and invite players to give feedback and basically help us developing the game.
Can you give me like an example of exactly how some choices have been steered by the community?
So there's a lot of different stuff we did. So like from the feedback we got on our blogs and focus playlists where invited players. We got so much great feedback, which had to completely rebalance the mid and late game of the game. Also, we heavily expanded on core features of the game based on feedback. We said like, okay, that really seems to work. Players like that, so okay. Let's do it, like improve the quality a little bit even more.
Yeah.
But they can also vote on actual game content. So we had a big vote for an AI opponent in the game, for a community creation contest where they could create their own island and stuff like this.
And I understand that some of this footage that you're sharing right now is pieces that people can go to anno-union.com and vote on right now.
Exactly. So right, just in time for E3,
I like
you
the
can go to
last one they showed with like the guns on the front of the
check
back.
out, we have a vote where you
really
can
cool.
vote on one of 5
I think
ships
you're right
in the
too.
game.
Definitely some
And that's
steampunk
only the first stage,
influence in
because
that
in the
stuff.
second stage, we will allow you to design your own ship variant. So the winner of that first vote, then you can design, hand in your own design nodes, drawings, 3D models, whatever you like. And the winner of that contest will actually make it into the game.
Now, where is the website that people can go to again to get the most information right now?
Yeah, just check out anno-union.com. That's basically our big community platform, and we want to invite especially strategy gamers, PC players out there to come help us developing the game, sharing feedback. Just check it out.
Well, gentlemen, thank you for joining me on stage to talk about Anno 1800. Our next title is the final battle royale of the night, and Frankie is going to be talking about it, and it's a little bit maybe not what you'd expect.
Will that put us at 10 or
Publisher
11?
Tiny Build is known for discovering distinctive indie developers and bringing their quirky ideas to the fore.
It's being done
with
by
Cluster
Tiny
Truck,
Build?
Speedrunners, and Hello Neighbor among their catalogue of hits. And now I'm delighted to be able to bring you the world-exclusive reveal of a game developed by Galvanic Games in cooperation with Explosion. Inspired by the Cyanide and Happiness webcomic, Rapture Rejects is Battle Royale as you've never seen one before, ladies and gentlemen, believe it or not. Top-down, isometric, cartoony, and basically bonkers.
Well, there's already a top-down
Let's take a look
one.
at what happens when the man
Yeah.
upstairs makes an epic fail and only beams up
Already
the
a
bad
cartoony
people.
one.
Introducing Rapture Rejects.
But this one's completely different. World exclusive. I need to work on that. I gotta get that.
Okay.
Dear God, every day I strive to be closer to your light. I pray that when Judgment Day, that most holiest of days, comes upon us, when you bring all the good people to heaven, that I may live in eternal glory by your side. Amen.
Okay.
Little help? Thanks, brah.
Okay, well, I can officially say that I have never seen
Yeah, I was
a
gonna
battle
say.
royale like this.
Harold! Get down here this instant! You didn't break the leaves!
Smell you later, you old bag!
I can't believe we got to show that trailer. That's so great. Our final game that we'll be showcasing this evening is from perhaps the most famous stealth action franchise in gaming, the Hitman series.
Oh,
Let's take a look at a
Splinter Cell?
brand new trailer
I almost thought
from
Splinter Cell.
Hitman 2.
You know, the last Hitman was actually really, really good.
Yeah, this Hitman's supposed to have co-op, obviously.
Welcome to Miami, 47. The innovation race is on its last day, and it is down to the wire. The Providence defectors are Robert and Sierra Knox. A day of high-octane thrills and two very public targets.
Slap a dude with a fish.
Ah, fish.
Yeah, in the last one, you could, when you got your mission, you could basically complete it any way you wanted.
I like it.
So it looks like they're just expanding on that.
November 13th this year. Nice.
Joining me to talk about Hitman 2 is game director from IO Interactive, Jacob Mickelson. Join me up here, Jacob. Come on out, we gotta talk. Assassination.
Hey, Sean.
Welcome, Jacob. Thanks
Definitely
for
saved a
joining
really
me.
good
I
one for
mean,
the last
right
one.
away, tell me, what is Agent 47 doing in Miami?
Well, he's there to pay a visit to Sharon Robert Knox, who are part of the Kronstadt Empire. And yeah, we all know how that ends, right?
Well, given that it's a Hitman game, I have some hints. And, you know, I always felt like in the Hitman games, the environment was so critical, trying to study and trying to understand it. What are some of the elements in Miami that will show up in Hitman 2?
Yeah, well, absolutely. Miami is, I think it's one of the biggest events we've ever created in the game. And in Miami, we have, of course, the race as the centerpiece.
Yeah.
But being this super high detailed sandbox, we also go to great lengths to actually create all the surrounding bits and pieces, like you have here, backstage area. Of course, we also have that in Miami. So pits and paddocks, there's an emergency room, and so on. So all the facilities needed in order for you to kind of make your own way through the mission and take advantage of the locations and all the different disguises and items you stumble upon as you move in closer to your targets.
And in terms of mechanics, I know that there's going to be a lot of the familiar feels, but what are some of the brand new mechanics that are in Hitman?
Yeah, some of the new stuff is, for instance, the crowds we just saw here in Miami. First of all, there's more than ever.
Yeah, they're huge.
We're close to 2,000 people now in the scenes. And on top of that, we also introduced a new crowd mechanic where you can dip into the crowd if you get in trouble. So as long as they are not fleeing or running away, then they're there for you to hide in, so in case you get chased by guards. Another new thing is the picture-in-picture mechanic where you get information about what's going on other places in the level. So if you're setting up traps and stuff like that, you can kind of keep track of where the important characters are. And last but not least, we have the fan favorite, which is the sniper briefcase is back. But this time it's not only for sniper rifles, it's also for all the other things you want to carry around kind of without causing too much attention to yourself.
And I want to ask about some of the weapons and the disguises that have been showing up throughout these trailers.
Yeah, we go to great lengths. I think the theme of this showing is going to be the fish. It's really it's a studio favorite. We're having a lot of laughs with that, right? And then, of course, you just saw it in the kitchen as a frying pan. So we all know the kitchen is the most dangerous room in your house, right?
Yeah,
so
of course.
Also counts in Hitman.
And I want to ask about some of my favorite content from Hitman, things like elusive targets, limited time events. Will those be making a comeback?
Absolutely. So there's still going to be escalations for you to kind of challenge the game in many different ways. There's going to be challenge packs, again, new challenge for you. And then, of course, the elusive targets that pop up for a short period of time only. And you have one shot at this or,
oh, yeah.
go bust.
As my final question, the expected question, when does Hitman 2 come out?
Hitman 2 comes out November 13, and if you pre-order right now, you also get access to a new game mode called Sniper Assassin, where you get to play as Agent 47, and also, for the first time in the franchise, you can play along with a friend in the co-op mode.
Well, Jacob, thank you so much for coming out. I'm
I think
super
that's cool,
looking forward to
co-op
Hitman
mode.
2.
Thank you.
I might be the worst Hitman ever, but I try hard. Now, Jacob, I'm going to thank you.
Thank you.
And I'm going to escort you off to the right. So you're going to rush off this way, because coming in from the left, for the first time ever, vaguely nearby me, it's the co-host, Frankie. Come here, Frankie.
They let me come down from the balcony for good behavior.
Excellent. Well, Frankie, we did it. The PC Gaming Show is done. Thank you so much for joining us to host this year.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks for all of you who came out to the Will Turn and joined us today. It was a blast. Thanks to Twitch chat. I know that everything you said was appropriate and intelligently thought out. And of course, this year we're curating even more great PC games from the Facebook booth in E3 South Hall. Last, and of course not least, a huge thank you to all our wonderful sponsors who let the PC Gaming Show come back for a 4th straight year. They are Hi-Res Studios, Digital Extremes, Archangel Hellfire, Team 17, Stardock Entertainment, Acer, Predator, Improbable, Oculus Rift, Drake's Cakes, Tripwire, Frontier Developments, and Square Enix. We hope you have a wonderful E3 and go play some damn video games. Cheers.
Thank you. Bye.
Go play some damn video games.
Welcome back to
All right, muting the stream. We're going to keep this wrap up really, really short, guys, because the next one starts in right at about an hour, and I want to make sure that JT and I have a break.
Yeah, definitely.
So here, just real quick, what were your couple of highlight games from this one?
Definitely the Oculus game. I thought that was really cool. I didn't even know it was an Oculus game till later in the little trailer thing. And then the one... excuse me, the one by Stardock. I thought that little space game, I thought that was really cool too.
Yes, Star Control. Yep. Yeah, I thought the Factory game, which was like the first one or one of the first ones they showed,
Satisfactory. That was
that
good.
Looked really good. The 2 Point Hospital looked really good. Anno, if they do it correctly, could be really, really fun.
Yeah, I hope it's multiple maps.
Yeah. But just overall, I thought this was a really solid conference. Nothing like super mind-blowing, but just pretty solid, I thought.
Yeah. Definitely solid. I thought they started real good, Satisfactory, and then ended with, of course, the new Hitman. So I think that's kind of good.
Yeah. So what's your rating for this one?
Wow, it's kind of hard to... I mean, there's so many different games, so many different game styles. I'd probably give it maybe, 7.5 maybe.
Okay.
I thought that's pretty solid. That sounds bad, I guess, but
yeah. No, I'm in line with you. I would go a 7 out of 10 on this one as well.
Oh wait, I almost forgot about one, the Man-Eater.
Oh yeah, the shark one.
Being the shark, that was kind of interesting, and shark skill trees. So I'll never forget that.
Shark abilities. And skills, loot, put some lasers on them. It'd be great. But yeah, this was the conference where they talked about the most Battle Royale games. There were a total of, I don't know, like 5 or something like that. So that's pretty crazy. Let's see. Hold on. Let me count my list here real quick.
I think somebody said we're up to 11.
I have it at 12 for the entire
Gotcha.
Because the very, very last one put it at 12.
Yeah, there you go.
So
I was expecting more. So there's actually less BRs than I thought there were going to be at E3.
Yeah. All right, cool, everybody. Yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap this up right now, and we will be back in about 45 minutes, give or take, for the final one of the day, which is a big one. It is Sony.
Woohoo!
So I will go ahead and host Twitch. So if you guys want to keep watching this, I'll go ahead and host Twitch for the next 45 minutes. And then, like I said, we'll be back. And Novik will be joining us for this last one, as Alise is actually driving to the Sony event. So be interesting to hear what her report is probably tomorrow at some point. So
yeah, that'd be nice.
Cool. So we'll end it right there. So once again, thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you in about 45 minutes. So we'll see you then.